and they all like feel like they have their own personalities and mannerisms. And I just thought that it was so amazing how, he was able to capture that. Um, yeah, with Robert Downey Jr., I'd say that there is a certain vulnerability in all of his performances. Like, if his character is upset about something at the start of a film, throughout the film, like, no matter what scene he's doing, you can kind of tell that he's still thinking about that thing that happened, or he's still thinking about that thing that he wants. And also the believability, I think it's very good because I've never watched a Robert Downey Jr. film and been like, people don't speak like that, or I wouldn't do that, or something like that. I just think he's very believable, and I really do appreciate, like, again, that vulnerability in his performance. I think it's really impressive. Um, David Dasmalkian, I'd say that he's very good at acting with his eyes in what I've seen. I'd say that probably my favorite performance of his would be in Prisoners, with Jake Gyllenhaal and Hugh Jackman. I thought that he did an amazing performance there. Although his character did get killed off pretty quickly, I thought that while he was on screen, he did a great job. And yeah, just like nailing that like mentally unwell look. It's something that I imagine is very, very hard to do as an actor. As well as in his personal life, because I actually meant to attend he was doing like a book signing because he also illustrates comic books. And I also illustrate comic books. So that was, inspiring to know that he's able to be in the acting world and still pursue his other hobbies. So, yeah, honestly, that's kind of what I aim for as well. Because, like, to be able to put stuff out into the world and portray these different characters while also experiencing it, it's just amazing.
What do you think about like budgeting in film? Do you think like there should be more support for like budgets for like artists or like filmmakers, or do you think it's okay?
Uh, I think it's kind of a crazy situation, to be honest with you, because I've seen this weird thing where it's like the higher budget something is, then like the lower its box office returns. Or
Really?
rather,
Like which
okay,
one?
maybe that was the wrong way to say it. I'd rather say that like, because obviously if you have a high budget, box office flops only happen when you don't get at least like a 1.5 of what you used to shoot the movie. So obviously the more money you use, it's harder to get a return.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd say the like most glaring example I can think of is the Marvels. I remember that like it came out and everything, and it had like a really really high budget, and it didn't get the box office returns that it was looking for. Um, and
What do you consider a high budget movie? Like how much?
a high budget movie, I'll be real, I haven't looked enough into film budgets to know
Yeah.
exactly what, but maybe like anything over like 50, 60 million. I think that's when it starts becoming high budget.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very, very high budget. I'd say like 300 million up. That's like insanely high budget.
I know like the last year there were really like couple of really high budget movies like Oppenheimer,
Yeah,
Poor Things, Killers of the Flower Moon.
yeah,
So those were like I think the most like few of the like high budget like movies,
yeah.
and they literally got a lot out of what they invested or whatnot, but not everybody has access to that budget.
Yeah.
And what do you think, like how do you think they should support, how do you think like artists should get their support or something?
I've always been a fan of film festivals because people can go, you can see like what the general idea is of something, and if they want to promote it, or if they want more people to see it, or maybe they want the creators to take it further, um, then then they can provide them with funding.
Okay.
So I think that that's probably my favorite approach to it because what I've seen is that a lot of major companies, um, they like are able to pour in like millions and millions and millions to
Yeah,
to
it's
make
always the
films.
same people, like it
Yeah,
feels like that.
and the thing is like it doesn't get the box office returns, and it's like pretty unfortunate. And so I always hear people saying like